The Topiary Cat, Chapter 12, A Disturbing Dream. That night, Richard fell asleep almost instantly, with Tolly snuggled close to his head, sharing the pillow. The cat seemed anxious. Did he sense something? The lad was sure he did, and it was so frustrating not being able to communicate with him. Later, in the early hours, Tolly was disturbed by Richard's heavy breathing and the occasional cry, seemingly of alarm. The cat pawed at the boy's chest, but that didn't wake him. It was a warm night, so Tolly went out into the dark garden and slept under the topiary cat. Richard was experiencing a most vivid dream. He was back under the lake in the glass dome, standing before the bronze cat. The fact that it was now alive and able to talk seemed unremarkable, especially as, unusually, Richard was quite aware that this was a dream. Bastet was angry, and her hackles were up. She addressed the boy, much in the way that his mother did when reprimanding him, but so much more terrifying. "I have awoken from a long slumber. Mafdet has told me that you mortals have been careless, and justice must be carried out. I have sent you a sign that you might be made aware of the consequences of your actions. I have watched for centuries. You have venerated cats just as you should, and I had begun to be kindly disposed to you all. Once I was a ferocious avenger, provoking awe and fear into you. Later, when you started behaving yourselves, I protected your homes from evil spirits, and eased your mothers through childbirth. But now it seems you have forgotten the wrath of Ra, and you ignore his terrible power. The gods of old have been told of your misdemeanours. Now go." The sight of a large, heavy bronze paw, with claws outstretched, coming down rapidly next to him with an almighty clang, made Richard wake with a start. He had knocked over the bedside table lamp, and he saw his alarm clock, which he rarely used, glowing faintly from under the bed. He arose shakily, trying to remember his dream. He often forgot them once he awoke, so quickly he set down on paper what he could recall. Some of the words were beyond his comprehension. What was that peculiar name Bastet had used? Mafdet? Something like that. "Now, where's Tolly? He was sleeping close to me when I went to bed," Richard wondered. He looked out of the window, and his head shot forward in surprise, banging uncomfortably against the glass pane. The topiary cat's foliage was pulsating as if it were breathing, and it appeared that the mouth was moving too. Tolly was staring up at the sculpted head of the bush, and his beautiful grey cat's eyes seemed to be brighter and more green than usual. The boy could swear they were talking to one another. "Now really I am letting my imagination run away with me," Richard scolded himself aloud, as he quite often did. His rational self persuaded him that it must have simply been a breeze moving the bush. However, when the weather forecast for his region came on the radio as he ate breakfast, it said that the day was still, with no wind expected. He didn't tell his mother of his dream, or the animated bush. She was even more preoccupied than usual today, and, having left Richard's cereal out ready for him, was already painting. Don't miss the next chapter of The Topiary Cat, read by Richard Saunders.